at the legendary Big Sur Retreat Center to discuss the spiritual and therapeutic potential of psychedelic drugs and how they might be rehabilitated. So this man, Jesse, Bob Jesse, was a computer engineer and a vice president of business development at Oracle, which is a huge company, if you're not familiar with it, in the Silicon Valley, and here on the East Coast too. And he was not a medical professional or a scientist, but he had a deep belief in the science of psychedelics, but not as a tool of medicine, but as a tool of spiritual development. And this man, Bob Jesse, Pollan says he thinks he will be seen as one of a pair of scientific outsiders, amateurs really, and brilliant eccentrics who worked tirelessly behind the scenes to get it off the ground. The other man he mentions in this respect is a man by the name of Rick Doblin, another wealthy guy who was very intrigued by psychedelic studies, and again, not just as a medicine, but as a tool of spiritual development, and that the spiritual development was actually the medicine. That's fascinating stuff, right? So next week we're going to talk about these two gentlemen and how their efforts were driven by their mystical experiences. So to kind of wrap things up, and I hope I've made it a little clearer about what a spiritual experience might be like if you've never had one. It is an experience that takes you out of, well, the ordinary, if you will. It is an experience that gives you a sense of transcendence. I think that's the easiest way to say it, to help people understand. And also, I would just say that you can pretty much know it when it happens to you. It doesn't necessarily have to be or come in a big explosive process. If you're working with psychedelics, it could come through that. It can come through meditation. It can come in a lot of ways. There have been stories of other people who've had these experiences that came completely unbidden. They just were, maybe waking up or falling asleep at one day, and all of a sudden they began to have these visions of things, completely without trying. So that's what makes the mystical experience so mystical, because it's not definable in our ordinary or our empirical way of thinking. But certainly meditation is one of the big tools that you can use to reach that. And you know that I'm always advocating for meditation on this program, but traditional science itself is beginning to accept the benefits of meditation. And I think it's because, well, in a lot of ways, people are taking sort of the woo-woo mystery out of meditation and just looking at it as simple directed concentration and focusing your awareness and directing it towards something specific. Some people use mantras, some people use breathing, some people might use an inspirational quote or phrase. You can even use an image in your mind's eye. But just from the physical benefits of it, you can think of lowering your blood pressure, decreasing your heart rate, increasing blood flow. You can enhance your immune system. Many of these things are the benefits of meditation, and I suspect will also be shown to be the benefits of using psychedelics to put you in that sort of meditative or mystical frame of mind. So that's my take on it. I am also supported by science and people like Dr. Andrew Weil, who are, big supporters of the use of meditation in helping to promote health and healthy living. It's not just a weird thing to do anymore. It's actually got important health benefits that everyone can use, and so I think we're going to continue to see that idea grow more and more as people begin to understand what meditation can do for them. Alrighty, so as we wrap up this episode of our continuing conversation about spirituality and wellness and how they affect and go hand in hand, I would like to share with you some information about allergy relief. Since we are heading into the fall, we're heading into allergy season, and so just one quick wellness tip before we wrap here on dealing with allergies. One of the things that you can use is astragalus root. Astragalus root has been shown to help support the immune system to deal with the irritants that allergies may bring and the symptoms they may cause. So astragalus root's really easy to find. You can really find it in almost any pharmacy, certainly any store like GNC or the vitamin shop that carries vitamins. You can find it. Whole Foods, I know, has it. The key to using astragalus root, and I've used it before, is you got to get an early jump on it. You have to begin taking it regularly, really before the allergies start to hit, because that helps to build it up in your system and give you that immunity that you need. It's not like medicine that you would take. It's not like allergy medicine that relieves symptoms. It's something that builds your immune system up to help you fight it to begin with. So just wanted to emphasize that, because sometimes people don't understand how these herbs work. They tend to think of them like medicine, and they're not. Medicine is created to have a result that relieves certain symptoms. Using herbs is a deeper process than that. It's a process to help naturally boost your immune system to handle these things, so you don't have to go to the drugstore and get an allergy medication. that has other side effects that might not be so pleasant, and might be almost as bad as. So there we go. There's your allergy tip for today, and now it's time to bid you farewell for another week. And I hope that you may find some time to explore meditation a little, and maybe just think about what it might bring for you in your life. See you next week.